Welcome back to Terrafirmacraft. This is episode 11 of the Distant series. Alright, so last we left off this was about 97% complete. All we have to do is put the little room on top and fix the top of this tower here. See if we can get a look at it. Kind of looked a little flat from down here. I might even make it a few blocks taller. But before we even get to that, I want to show you something. And we gotta take a walk down into my mine. Now I want to show you exactly where this is, so that's why I'm going through every step here. Now everybody remembers this mine. This is our first mine, right there in our little house. I'm gonna come down a few blocks here. I'm going to the andesite, which is in the cave that we first hit, which is right down there. Okay, let's get down here. Here's the cave. Come this way. If you remember, did a little exploring a couple episodes back. Through here. Oh, come on. You just gotta make this difficult. You just blow up. Okay. Okay. There's still this dark branch over here. I'm out of here. You see that creeper? There's still that dark branch over there that we didn't explore, but that is not what's important. Okay, so here's the little piece of andesite. Now take note of my Y. I'm at Y75. I wanted to go down to Y60. So I dug this little staircase going down. Y60. This is a very long tunnel, just a straight tunnel. It was for prospecting and to gather andesite stone for my home up there. This is where I found the redstone. If you remember, I mentioned that a couple episodes back, which is of course Cinnabar and TFC. It's down this tunnel. So when I came this way, I decided that tunnel was long enough, so I went 30 blocks this way. Of course, your pick scans 12 blocks on each side, plus a 6 block gap. Alright, now take note of my Z. This tunnel isn't that long, but if you want to know exactly how long I went. Okay, I ran into a little pool here. I'm looking for them lava pits, actually. I would like to stumble across a lava pit, because that's where the sulfur is. And we need sulfur for TNT. Look at this little oddity here. I was like, what the heck is that? Is it a window? Is it black? What the hell's going on here? There's like a little window into a cave, or whatever. Huh. That's not what we're here for, though. But maybe I'll go exploring that sometime. Alright, we're coming down here. You ready for this? You ready? Are you ready? Get ready for this. Are you ready? I don't think you're ready. Get ready. Bing! Cassiterite. Oh yeah. We found it. Finally. Found cassiterite. And this is just traces. I can't find anything better than traces. And if you notice right here, it's surrounded by tetrahedrite, so this might be a little bit difficult to find. This stuff's gonna get in the way. But I found the scent. I'm on the scent like a hound. This is our bronze right here. We gotta get it. We made it. Bronze, bloomeries, stepping up in the world. Alright. Well, I'm gonna mine this stuff. And we'll do this today, definitely. We'll get to the finishing that tower later. This tunnel ends right there, by the way. Right at that last torch. Alright, so let's kick off the mine in here. This is how I like to do it, is just to step off the trail, and I still got the hit. Yeah, see, it's gonna be difficult. Oh, I still got the hit right here. As you know, when I go this way, I don't get anything. Oh, okay, there we go. I'm still getting it back here. Alright, well, I'm going to try My best to mine this out. Hopefully it doesn't take forever. Actually, I think I could just use this. I think I'll just use this trail or this tunnel. Make my life a little easier. So the way I do it is I go all the way to the end until I don't find any more hits. This is totally skewed though because of the tetrahedrite. But anyway, this would be the this seems to be the last hit I get. Oh wait, we got one over here. These little blocks make a difference. You want to be as accurate as possible. Okay, we got one back here. So we can now move it back. Anything else? Hit up, hit down. Alright, I think that's good. Count in 12 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we can actually just for now, just block that off. Now. Cassiterite. It's got to be at least 12 blocks out. Too much tetrahedrite in the way. Okay, well, we found one right here. Okay, so if it's not even 12 blocks out, obviously what's going to happen is I'm going to count in 12 blocks and I'm going to be past that wall, which doesn't make sense. It's impossible. The readings are obviously skewed by the tetrahedrite. So what I do in this situation is I take some liberties and it's just kind of a judgment call on your part to go back. Say we'll assume the cassiterite ends right here. And I'll probably back that one up a little bit too. You know what? I'll just put the wall right here. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is go up and down. I'm not going to film this whole thing. It'll just take forever, and that'll be the whole episode, is just trying to find this stuff. So, I will find it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So just to make things more difficult, yeah. Yeah. I fell into a cave. Let me try and recover some health before I get out there again, because I have no armor. My armor been broken, long gone. At least I didn't fall straight down there. Let's just open this up a little bit here with light. Alright, well, found some cinnabar. I think that may be, that, no, that can't be. That can't be what I picked up in the other tunnel. Unless it's really big, because the other tunnel was 30 blocks away that way. So we got more cinnabar. This, oh man, this, I'm not, cassiterite. It's, I can't get a lead anywhere. Everything is just traces. As you see, okay, see, we got more traces though. You can see I'm banging the heck out of my, pick. Oh, that's where I just fell to. Phew. Alright. I'm gonna keep searching. Okay. Now I'm busting out in the cave in the other direction. Still traces. Oh, goodness. Let's see what we got down here. It's all tetrahedrite. Oh my goodness. Give me something other than traces, please. Okay. Finally. Finally. It is like right in the mix of the tetrahedrite. That's why I'm having such a hard time finding it. Oh, this is terrible. This is just terrible. There's so much stuff now with the tetrahedrite, and I'm only seeing one. Oh, I just don't know where to go. So look at the place. I shredded it up pretty good. I could not find this stuff. I mean, I started right here. I went that way, up. I went down. Everything I got and was just traces, traces, and traces. I couldn't get a clue of where to go. When I came over here, I went up over here, down over here, that way. Then I just started going this way. I finally found it. So what I did was kind of hard to explain. If you remember just before I was saying you want to be at least 12 blocks out, because if you're not, you're going to go 12 blocks past the wall, and that's kind of impossible. Well, in extreme situations like this, you just got to do it, and you got to go with those readings just to find it. And that's what I did. So the wall was right here, and I ended up going 12 blocks back. So that gave me this tiny little space, and that's where I looked inside this little two block space. I went up, same thing going up, nothing but traces. When the traces ended, I came 12 down, stopped right here, went down over here. It was 12 up, and that stopped on this block. That's why I went down one block. But that was after I made this tunnel going this way, and this is the only clue I got as to where it was. It's the only thing that gave me a clue. Okay, when I was over here and I went this way, I was getting traces all the way down there, so that didn't help. But when I came over here and went this way, this was the last hit I got. It was right here. All this is nothing. So that was the only clue I got to tell me it had to be this way somewhere. Somewhere this way. And the bulk of it could still be higher, lower, but I knew it was this way. I finally found it. Let's get our first piece of cassiterite. Oh yeah, and it's only one block figures. But there it is. There it is. The elusive cassiterite. Now, I just gotta find the rest of it. and there is pretty much no method that's going on right now. It's just chaos. I'm just gonna mine through this tetrahedrite because it's got to be mixed in there with it. That's why I'm having such a hard reading. Such a hard time narrowing it down. I got good news and I got bad news. Well, the bad news is it seems that this was a false alarm. Basically, everything I get is just that. Everywhere I go, it's just traces of cassiterite. The little piece I found that was right over here somewhere, I think it was over here, it was just one block. There was another block behind it, or a couple blocks over. So I think I got two. I don't even have them on me. But everywhere you go, traces, traces, traces. So, and when you leave the area of this tetrahedrite, you don't get no more hits on the cassiterite at all. So that tells me the cassiterite is inside the tetrahedrite. And because I'm only getting traces, it's probably just one or two scattered blocks every little spot here and there inside the tetrahedrite. So what I did was try and expose as much as the core of this tetrahedrite spawn as I can with these tunnels, and I just found nothing, absolutely nothing. Like that, I even went up a level there, up 2 blocks, exposing all the rock I can, and did the same thing, and I just get the same exact readings. So I finally gave up on that. This isn't the vein I was looking for. It's not a vein at all. It's just one or two random spawns inside this tetrahedrite vein. So I was pretty bummed about that. So I decided to mine a little bit more. So let's take a walk down here. And some of you might have already caught this when I opened my inventory. But if you didn't, just hold on for a second. So I came down here. This was interesting. Behind this cobblestone wall is the bottom of a ravine that is filled with water. And it's actually 2 ravines that run into each other. And it is doing that, the unupdated water block thing that happened in my last world, where it's basically floating water. So it was kind of hard to explore. It was, I went in it a little bit. I found a galena. I think that's worthless lead. More, what's it called? More redstone, but I think that's all part of the same vein. I gotta mine that stuff out. Then a little bit further and you got another ravine down here. I didn't explore it. I didn't feel like going down there. I wanted to stay on the 60 level. So I just sidestepped it here. Mined a little bit more. Found marble. Now this is good. Marble has graphite. So this is a good, another good area to prospect for graphite when the time comes. Of course, you got to hit the tetrahedrite vein every once in a while when you're mining. I think there's way too much of this stuff spawning, to be honest. Way too much. I just find it everywhere, and there's just no need. You're never going to need all this copper. Okay, so now if we come a little bit down further, I found this. Bam! Right through the heart of some gold. And it's in my inventory right here if you saw that. And this is a pretty big spawn of gold. I don't know if this is the new way gold spawns, because I know in the last world I never found a full vein like this. It was always just a little bit, some gold blocks. Tiny veins, pretty much. So we got some gold. And the tunnel ends right there. It actually opens up into a big cave. A cave that I actually explored already because I found torches in there. But it's just huge. And there's mobs in there. I didn't feel like... I don't feel like going caving right now. So... Now, here's the issue. It's not really an issue at all, but here are the options. You can actually make a tier 2 anvil out of rose gold, which is nothing but gold and copper. But you cannot make a bloomery out of rose gold. you can do it out of the bronzes only. So I can make a tier 2 anvil, but that would be pointless because I don't have the right metal to make a bloomery anyway, to make those sheets, which is what the tier 2 anvil is used for. And also, I've mentioned it before, you got to be crazy to spend your gold on a tier 2 anvil. It's what you need for end stage metal. So I'm just going to keep this gold here and come back for it when we need it, but the search for bronze will continue. Not now, another day. For today, I do want to finish that last room on the home, so we can call that not done, but mostly done. Alright, here we are back on top. Now the first thing I got to do is break out all this stuff here. Basically what I'm going to do is just raise... See, maybe I could leave this. Just raise this to 3 blocks high. Then the next one in, I'm going to raise it to 3 blocks high. Next one in, it's going to be 3 blocks high. So it's going to make the points stick out more. And that's pretty much it. That should fix the problem of that, of you not being able to see the top here. Of it looking like it just stops. Okay. Well, that's interesting. It's the first time I've seen it snow. It is January. It's the first time I'm hitting January in this world. I didn't think I was where it snows though at all. And I wonder if that's hitting the ground or if is it just up here. Might just be up here. Huh, interesting. Alright. So, check it out. This is just a very steep version of what I just did, except I didn't bring the andesite up so steep. I kind of let it end there. I could play around with that a little bit later, but it looks fine for now. And I just brought the back up here like this. Now, I had a little change in plans. Basically, I'm rethinking putting a room up here. All the way up here. The original plan was to have the andesite extend and a little room hanging over the top of this. But I don't think it'll fit well anymore. It's not looking like it'll fit well. So instead of doing that, what I want to do is put a circle room right below, inside this tower here, right below where the top starts to taper off here. Let's see if we could. So about right here. Bam, right there. I think that'll look better. It'll fit in better, I think. So say the top of the room would be right on that level right there. Yeah. I think that works. I might not have that so square too. There are a lot of little things I'm going to go back and fix over this whole thing, but I'm not going to do them all at once. For right now, let me get started on this little circle room now. Let's see. Oh boy. Let's see, where did I want it now? Okay, right below there. Actually, that'll be the floor right there. Floor 1, 2, 3, and then the ceiling. Alright, that looks good to me. Oops. Oh boy. All right. Done with this room. Check it out. Little circle room right in at the top here. As you see, that's the top. It's right where I said I was going to put it. Can't really see the top now because it sticks out one block. But this is it. This is the highest room. I think this fits in better than the other plan of having this all the way on the very top. Which is up there. I sealed it. I sealed it off. I like the view. Well, let's jump down and get a look at it from the bottom. All right, there it is. Let's get a good look before it gets dark out. You know what's funny? Now that I added the room there, it kind of brings back the same problem that I just fixed. And that was kind of making the top look like it just cuts off. It looks a little better, but it looked better without the room there. Not that I'm saying the room is bad. I like the room. It definitely fits in up there in the place it's in than it would have in the place I planned it. See over here, you could definitely see the top point off like that. I guess no big deal. Just, I mean, if you're looking at it from the side, you can't see the full thing. But that's it. That's done. Now, I think we could, well, now I should start filling in the glass actually. And the first thing that's got to be done are these corners. Got to fix that. So with the little bit of time we got left, the first thing I want to do is settle the issue with this glass right here. I want to close this up, and pretty much these corners got to go. Now, I made a quick change to the room right there. That's right above the metal shop room. You could, if you notice it, it's a little bit bigger. What I did is expand it by 2 blocks on the front side and these 2 slanted sides. And that's going to help me fix this glass issue. Now I went into my test world just to see how this is going to work out. I have this bottom piece built, not the whole thing, just this bottom piece and that top room there. And I did the glass slanted the way I want it. But what's going to happen is for it to look right, it's going to lower these walls a lot. It's pretty much going to lower these walls like all the way down to here, pretty much halfway. And it's going to be all glass. Now it looks cool. There's going to be a lot of light in here. These walls aren't going to be so high. I like it actually. I actually had plans to lower this wall anyway and make glass here. Just because I feel like they're too high. So that's going to work out, and that's what I'm going to do right now. This is all the glass I have. Definitely, yeah, that'll definitely be enough. I don't know if it's going to be enough to do all the circle. No, it definitely won't be enough to cover the circle rooms. This little piece right here is going to go. This was a part of the original design, but it looks better without it. So that little piece of andesite there looks like a billboard. Yeah, I'm going to knock that out next time I go up there. Yeah, so let me get started. Alright, really quick, up here, you can't even notice a difference. It's just a little bit bigger. These blocks were 2 blocks in, so it would have been right here. This was 2 blocks in, this would have been right here going across. Yeah, you can't even notice the difference. So I'll show you a little bit how I'm going to do this glass. Basically going to start right there, and because this is flat, this is the easy part. That one could go like that. That's a special block because that is different. That's going in. Well, I guess I'll use the wood here. This is going to go like this. Alright, now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. I'm gonna need so much wood to do this. Hmm. Let's see how it looks when we get all the way out here. The one in my test world, by the way, is not exactly the same as this. So it did turn out a little bit different. This one's already looking different. Okay, you see now when this happens, I'm just gonna do that. Put a piece right there. You know what? These walls might not even get lowered. Well, yeah, it will right here. And that will get broke. Piece of glass right here. You know what? I think that's all that it's going to go down. No, well, I'm not done here yet. Nope, I didn't need to do that actually. Alright guys, I thought I'd give you a quick update before it gets too dark out. So it is proven to be a little bit more difficult than I thought. I'm like breaking so much glass here. At first I had it all the way out here. From this last block all the way over here, I had this all glass over here. Then I didn't like it, it was sticking too far out, so I did it again, one back. I had to break all those because I still didn't like that one, so I just did it again, another block back, and I think this one works. So far this is looking good. And the front wall did go down 2 blocks. These went down a couple blocks. As you can see, I made them back the way they were, kind of ascending. I didn't break the glass blocks back there yet, the old glass blocks. And I just started that side. So I should be done now. I think the hard part's over. I should be done now in a couple minutes. Alright, I finished this glass finally. There it is. Let's take a look at it. And don't mind that. Oh, I don't want to look at him. That Enderman, he like teleported into that little notch back there, and he's just been hanging out there for the last 10 minutes. Alright, so as you can see, the glass just slants up into this corner. I decided to drop this down 2 blocks up there. Because it was just sticking out too far. If I would have done it from this block or from like right in front of the block that's underneath here, like the rest of the pattern goes. So I just dropped it down 2 blocks and started in there. And then I dropped it down again when I got to over here, 3 blocks. And this is actually the original setup, the glass setup right here. So I didn't even have to break all this. And as you can see, I got a lot of glass left over. I didn't have to break it. I didn't have to replace it. And this just goes down here. Like I said before, this was dropped 2 blocks. These were dropped a few blocks, but they all are even again. And you come to the same side, the other side, it's all the same. Let's take a look at it from down there. It looks pretty cool. Oh, here's the inside. See, it's letting a lot more light in. You could see. I like it. It works better. Definitely better. Come down here. And there it is from the outside. So that was, yeah, that's definitely an improvement. I like the way that looks, definitely. So this thing as a whole is going to be like a lot of... I still don't think I have enough glass to fill all that in. I'm not going to do that today though. But there's going to be a lot of little fixes going on here. As you can see, the underside of all these floors, that's going to have to be fixed with upside down stair blocks to make it look slanted. All the way up there too. You know, I might shrink that circle room by 1 block. I'm starting to think it's sticking out too much. I might do that when I start, before I start the next episode. I'll like do that off camera. This back piece, I might make it stick out a little bit more in the back. Kind of looks a little bit too thin. Or a little bit too square. I don't know, a lot of rounding has to go on. I'm not going to do that all in one day though, because that'd be like a boring episode. Just little bits here and there. But this is good. This is good. So this is done. I think I might start moving in here. I don't know how I'm going to set everything up, but I might start moving in here now. Of course, we got this nice and closed off. I'll figure that out. Where I'm going to set up the bloomeries and stuff and everything. Alright guys, so that's about going to do it. I'm liking the way this came out. I hope you like it. And come back next time. We'll finish up some more work on this, or I might do something else next time. I don't know. But I will see you then. Later.